Meanwhile, a new inflation report could help the Federal Reserve lower interest rates later this year. The Consumer Price Index fell 0.1% in the last month. That puts the 12-month inflation rate at 3%, roughly its lowest level in more than 3 years. ABC News business reporter Alexis Christoforous is breaking down the report for us. Alexis, this came in better than expected. So what do you make of these numbers?
This is good news for consumers. It's good news for the Federal Reserve because prices continue to cool off, probably not as fast as a lot of folks would like. But let's just review these numbers because they're pretty good. So overall inflation was 3% in June compared to a year ago, down from 3.3% in May. And month over month, it actually fell. That's 0.1%. And, you know, last week, the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, gave his congressional testimony to Congress and really laid the groundwork for an interest rate cut. And he pointed to that slowdown that we're starting to see in the job market. Now, unemployment above 4% for the first time in years, showing that the demand for labor is cooling off. So the Fed may be achieving what it's been working for years, which is bringing the economy down to a level where inflation is sustainable, but we're not falling into a recession.
That so-called soft landing they have been aiming for. I'm paying attention when you talk. And so what areas of the economy, were there particular sectors that stick out in terms of impact in June?
For sure. So we dug in here, and it's, you know, we wanted to look at what we all spend on every day, groceries and gas. The good news is gas down 2.5% year over year. I know that energy ticked up recently, mostly because of Hurricane Beryl, and that is not reflected in this report, we should note. But overall, gas prices trending lower. We also saw used cars and trucks. Remember when we were talking about how high the prices were? Down 10%.
Yes, I bought one at that time. It was not great.
Well, you're not going to want to hear that. Those prices are now down double digits,
of course
10%.
They are.
But the one thing that we are spending a lot on and continue to spend a lot on is motor vehicle insurance, up 20% year over year, and rent. Shelter continues to hit us in the wallet, up more than 5%. It's starting to come down, but you know, inflation has remained sticky, I guess you can say, in that part of the economy.
Yeah, you're going to feel that. All right, ABC business reporter Alexis Christoforous. Thanks, Alexis.
You're welcome.